Hello, everyone. My name is Dr Norman, and I am happy to announce a new STEM intervention for college and high school educators. This intervention, developed by my father, Dr. Obed Norman, is an online course that features a highly effective STEM education intervention. And it's informed in part by 20 years of research, in part funded by the National Science Foundation. And it's based on principles that have been used and tried and tested over many decades. As a proud HBCU graduate myself, STEM graduate, I'm excited to be a part of this project. I have actually worked with this project before when I was in high school as a volunteer and became a research assistant working on this project when I was actually in college. And the purpose of this video is to inform you of the online course and to give you more information on how to enroll as the course will be available online soon.
Let me start by telling you that the intervention that we are going to discuss in the course, that intervention is called the Assessment Towards Motivation Mastering STEM. The acronym is ATOMS, 2 M's. And the logo, our logo, is the atom itself, obviously. But one more reason why we chose the atom as the logo is because the atom is ubiquitous to all of STEM: science, technology, engineering, mathematics. In all those fields, the atom is just part of all of that. And by choosing the atom as a logo, we are indicating that this intervention is for all of you who teach STEM. And lastly, let me just apologize for the length of this introductory video. I wanted it to be much shorter, but at the same time, I wanted to give you all the information that you need so that you can get the full benefit from the online course. So just regard this introductory video as a free, complimentary prerequisite for the online course. So thank you very much. As Nicola has told us, the purpose of this short video is to introduce you to an online course that I had developed. And in this online course, I'm going to share with you an intervention, a STEM education intervention that I have developed over 20 years with research funding from the National Science Foundation. The particular title, the particular project on which I was working was an early career award which was titled Performance Enhancement for African American Students in STEM. Now, and in that project, that's where I developed the intervention. And as for the intervention itself, that I will share with you in the online course. But what I want to bring to your attention now are the results that I obtained when I piloted that intervention. And the reason why I want to put the results in the forefront and share it with you now is because the results are the main point that I want to share with you, because I firmly believe that if you enroll in the course and implement the same intervention, you will also obtain the results that I obtained when I piloted this intervention. Here's how the pilot went. I went into a biology department at an HBCU. It was a fairly large biology department by HBCU standards. The first semester, which was my control group, which I designed my control group, what I did was I did exactly what everybody else was doing. And what I need to tell you also is that that particular department, in the decade, the 10 years before I went into that department, they had the results of all the sections over that entire decade. And for that entire decade, the average of the students in the final exam had always been in the 50% range every single year. And when I went into the department for the first semester and I did what everybody else was doing, my results were also exactly like everybody's results. My results were also a 50% average in the final exam, biology exam, for my students. In the second semester, I used that as my experimental group, and I fully implemented the intervention that I'm going to share with you in the online course. When I implemented that intervention, the results of my students were 72%. In other words, my results had gone from 50% to 72%. And in the entire decade before I got there, the results for all the professors had always been 50%. But when I implemented this intervention, the results went for my section, went from 50% to 72%. And my firm belief is that when you implement that intervention, your results can also show a growth of 20%. Whatever your result is now, if you implement this intervention, your results will go to 72%. Now, you will remember that the name of the project, the Early Career Award Project, was Performance Enhancement for African American Students in Science. And when one takes the performance of students from 50% to 72%, that is indeed a performance enhancement. And it is that performance enhancement that I firmly believe that you too can obtain. And the basis of my belief that you can also have the same result is not only because I obtained those results, but what I will share with you in the online course is I will share with you 100 years of research in which other researchers, some educational psychologists in laboratory settings, cognitive scientists in laboratory settings, but also the researchers who tested this intervention principle over many years in naturalistic classroom settings. And without an exception, whenever this implementation principle, this intervention was implemented, the results of the students who were in the intervention were always significantly higher than the results of students who were not in the intervention. And that is the basis of my belief that when you enroll in that course and then implement that intervention, you too can show a 20% increase in your students' performance.